Good evening, students, and I welcome you for another important session. All these times, what we are doing, discussion is going on, revision of course is going on, and important questions are being discussed to revise the syllabus as well as to prepare for the competitions. Therefore, we are going to begin our session with few minutes of yogic exercises and meditation techniques. Students, you will sit comfortably on the chair. Are you comfortable on the chair? Yes or no? Fast.
Yes, sir.
All right, your feet should be touching the ground. You can put a cushion on the back of the chair on which you are sitting. Body posture should be erect. What we do is that where you sit, you put a cushion on the back of that so that the spinal cord remains erect. Otherwise, you will have some pain and difficulty. Okay? All right. What we are going to do, student? I will begin with eye exercises because we are using a lot of eyes for sitting on the laptop and a lot of light is entering into our eyes. Okay? What you will do? You will rotate your eyeballs left, right, left, right. Eyeballs rotation left, right, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Look on the top. Look on the top of the floor. With your eyes, top of the room, down. Blink your eyes. Open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 fingers. Put just do a massage of your top of the eyes. Gentle massage, gentle massage, gentle massage, gentle massage, gentle massage. You can rotate with these 2 fingers 3 times clockwise, 3 times anti-clockwise. Be gentle with the eyes. All right, these 2 fingers put on your forehead, put on your forehead. Stretch it, stretch it, stretch it. Release the tension, release the tension. These your ears, there are 2 points here, acupressure points, 2 points. Press them, gentle press, gentle press, gentle press, gentle press. Release the tension, release the tension. And near your nose, there are 2 points here. Gentle massage, gentle massage. Massage your face, your chin, near your lips, near your lips. All right. Neck, right. Whatever tension and stress is in the neck, release it. Right, left. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Release the tension from the neck. Your neck is very stiff. May I have experienced some stiffness in the neck. Still release that stiffness, students. 1, 2, up, down, up, down. Give a clockwise rotation to your neck. Remove all the tension, remove all the stresses from the neck. 1, inhale, half, exhale. Inhale, half, exhale. Rotate anti-clockwise. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Clockwise. Shoulders are stiff, very stiff. Release it. Up, down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Hands. You ride with your hand. Opening fingers full. Open, close, 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Everything. Rotate your ankle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Clockwise 5 times. Anti-clockwise 5. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release all the joints of your hands, all the joints. Release everything. Feel the pain, stress at any point of body. Release it. Relax the body. Relax yourself completely. हाथों को झाड़िए, निकाल दो सब कुछ जो भी नेगेटिव है बाहर फेंको. All the things. All right. See that your back should be straight. Back को थोड़ा वाइब्रेट करो बैक को. Everything, you have a body, you should take care of it. Student, you should learn to take care of this. Legs, अपने पैरों को रोटेट करिए 5 बार लेफ्ट साइड और 5 बार राइट साइड. चेयर पे बैठे रहिए. रोटेट रोटेट 1 2 3 4 क्लॉकवाइज 1 2 3 4 एंटी क्लॉकवाइज. सारी जॉइंट्स को रिलीज करना है. जितने भी जॉइंट्स हैं उन सबको रिलीज करना है. स्टूडेंट्स, ये जॉइंट्स हैं, ये जॉइंट्स हैं, इनको रिलीज करना है, इनको रिलीज करना है. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. ये लेफ्ट हैंड को मैंने राइट से पकड़ा. ये वाला पार्ट है, इसको मैं यूज करता हूँ. इसको भी रिलीज करना है. 1 2 3 4 5 क्लॉकवाइज एंटी क्लॉकवाइज. मुझे लगा सारा शरीर हिल गया. सारे शरीर में हमने एनर्जी पैदा कर दी है. पूरी वाइब्रेशन है. एक्सपीरियंस द वाइब्रेशन, एक्सपीरियंस द चेंज इन योर बॉडी. ये बॉडी लिथार्जिक हो जाती है, ये बैठ जाती है, ये एनर्जी लेवल्स डाउन हो जाते हैं. स्टूडेंट, जिनको अप करना बहुत जरूरी है, एनर्जी लेवल्स को बढ़ाना है. बिना एनर्जी के लाइफ नहीं होती और एनर्जी ही लाइफ होती है. द हायर द एनर्जी लेवल्स द बेटर वी आर, द मोर मोटिवेटेड वी आर, मोर इंस्पायर्ड वी आर. एनर्जी लेवल्स को इंक्रीज करना है, इंप्रूव करना है. इसमें हार्मोन्स रिलीज होते हैं बॉडी में. दे रिलीज हार्मोन्स व्हिच आर पॉजिटिव एंड देन वी आर एबल टू कंसंट्रेट एंड फोकस मोर एंड मोर ऑन द स्टडीज. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
अब आपके बॉडी में कुछ एनर्जी आ गई है.
Yes, sir.
Alright, you are feeling better, you are feeling alert. Alertness of mind is very essential. हम सो जाते हैं, सो जाएंगे तो हम क्या पढ़ेंगे? हमें अपने अंदर एनर्जी प्रोड्यूस करनी है. स्टूडेंट, यही मेरा मोटिव है. हम इनमें योगा कर रहे हैं, मेडिटेशन कर रहे हैं, हर जगह कर रहे हैं, इसलिए कर रहे हैं ताकि हम अपने शरीर को और अपने माइंड को स्वस्थ रखें. वरना हम बीमार हो जाएंगे और हमारी लर्निंग बहुत छोटी रह जाएगी. ये इंपॉर्टेंट है. दिस इज वेरी वेरी इसेंशियल पार्ट ऑफ अवर लर्निंग. तो ये मेरा सारा रिसर्च लाइफ पे चल रहा है और ये सब चीजें साइंस हैं. हमें देखना है कि हम कैसे शार्प कर सकते हैं अपने माइंड को, कैसे हाउ मच इफेक्टिवली वी कैन लर्न. एवरीथिंग इज इफेक्टिव. स्टडीज, बट इफेक्टिव स्टडी इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम स्टडीज. मतलब कितना, हाउ मच वी गेट आउट ऑफ इट, हाउ वी लर्न ऑल द थिंग्स. सो ऑलराइट, देन वी आर बैक. We can begin our session. We have got energy, we have activated our body, and we are back to the work. These are called warm-up exercises. You have seen players warming up during the matches which they play. Have you seen it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Why do they do that? Because otherwise their performance cannot come to that level, and there will be some pains in the body at different parts. I mean, athletes, or they all do some warm-up exercises to release the tension, the stresses which are there in the body. Such stretches, all this helps warm up exercise. Then they go for intensive exercises. तो उससे क्या होता है कि बॉडी फिट रहती है और उनके अंदर रोटेशन और वाइब्रेशंस हो सकती है जो वो करना चाहते हैं. नहीं तो क्या होता है, सारा ब्लॉक्ड है. हमारा सारा सिस्टम ब्लॉक्ड है. आपकी नाली फंस गई है, उसमें कचरा है, कैसे निकालेंगे? से प्रेशर डालेंगे तभी निकलेगा. तो प्रेशर मारते हैं आप, अपने बॉडी में प्रेशर मारते हैं हम. प्रेशर क्या करते हैं? एयर का, ऑक्सीजन का, हर चीज का प्रेशर देते हैं ताकि बॉडी के अंदर सारा जो कचरा है वो रिलीज हो जाता है. ओके, ऑलराइट, back to the work. Okay, back to the work. We are talking of the reason assertion questions, and a very important. Last time, what reason assertion were done on which two topics? What the topic?
We had done on P block
P block
and isolation of elements.
All right, then we have revised the topics, and the next important topic is always coming to be the D block elements. D block सबसे बड़ा और सबसे ज्यादा क्वेश्चन आने वाला है. D block elements. We are already aware of the transition element. Students, just to give a recap of that, can you tell me what are the elements of the 3D transition series? You have only 30 seconds to answer the question.
Scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium,
Yes,
manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, and zinc.
what are the atomic numbers of scandium?
21.
21. What is the electron?
20.
What is the electronic configuration of scandium?
Electronic configuration of scandium is 3d1 4s2.
Okay, 4s2 3d1. The first electron enters into this. What are the configuration of chromium and copper?
Chromium is 3d5 4s1.
Atomic number 3d5 4s1. Okay, and copper?
Copper is 3d10 4s1.
3d10 4s1.
Those configurations which are unique, which are anomalous, have been explained on the basis of extra stability of half-filled or completely filled orbitals. Electrons are charged particles and they have spin, you know that. They have the same spin, they will repel just like a bar magnet. So opposite spins. So there is a pairing energy involved whenever such a packing of the electrons will take place. That is why they talked of the Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. Everything has an explanation, either is a physics or chemistry, whatever explanations we have, students. And what we have discussed, various properties of the transition elements. Can you tell me 3 important properties of transition elements?
Properties of transition elements: catalytic property,
Okay.
formation of interstitial compounds, and they exhibit color, they can form alloys.
What you are talking are less important things. You should be talking on more important things. Whatever more important things are there, which the questions will be asked of, more of that. You know where the questions are asked. Now by now we have experience of telling you variable oxidation states, magnetic properties, colors. They are the most important properties from which lot of questions are coming. We know the rest of the properties are there, but more questions are coming from where all the time. So what these properties are, we have shown you. What is a lanthanide contraction?
Lanthanoid contraction, due to the poor shielding of the due to the poor shielding of the 4f electrons, the size of the lanthanoids as we go.
I said that students, you should keep on reading. My purpose is only one, to make you study more. Read more all the time. I say read more, read more. That is the only way we can learn. Because what happens is that we think we have learned everything, then we find we have not learned. We are forgetting, and all the time mind is like that. It's not your mind, it's the mind of every person is like that. So without practice, nothing will happen. There's a training which is required, there's a practice which is required. Even a fighter plane, the women who from India, now you know they are pilots of the Indian Air Force pilots. They you know what is the important point about them? They have been trained and they are doing practice. Without that, nothing will happen. How can you fly an aeroplane without practice, without training? So all this is important. That practice, without practice, I will be nothing. Again and again, I say repeat, study more, students. What we are doing, that is our objective. And you know that what are transuranium elements? So many things will be there which will be asked in such question, and the purpose is that we must keep on revising the course, keep on studying. If we are not consistent, we are not going to be successful in any part of life. Here we are telling you the basics of life, that your punctuality, your discipline, your consistency are absolutely essential. Students who will study for a few days and then drop, and then they think they can pass, the answer is no. Athletes who think that they will practice for a few days and drop, they can be selected, the answer is 0. Regular practice is required. Every day they are doing it, every moment they are doing it, then only they are somewhere in the world. So this is how we work every day, every time. We are studying, revising the course, keep on studying. You know, there will be questions on ionization enthalpies. There will be questions which are important on standard reduction potential values of the D and F block elements. What are the values of the reduction potential? Why the value of the copper is positive, and whatever the irregularities are there in ionization enthalpies and their standard reduction potential values. Where is the more stable oxides? What type of compounds are formed? All this, and how to calculate their magnetic moments and why the color is there. Transition metal compound, DD transitions. Then we will be talking about the 2 important compounds. They are KMnO4 and potassium dichromate.
K2Cr2O7.
So the both of these are important. Both of these are important, and there will be questions on that. How to prepare them from their ores. You know their ores. What are the ores of these? And also they are strong oxidizing agents. And there will be questions based on that: acidic medium, neutral medium, alkaline medium. And what happens when you have chromatin to dichromatin, all this in acid medium and in alkaline medium. Some questions are already familiar to the students. The same types are repeated. What are the similarities and dissimilarities between lanthanides and actinoid? What is a lanthanide contraction? What is actinoid contraction? What are the general characteristics and general oxidation states of lanthanide? What is the most common oxidation state of lanthanides?
Most common oxidation state of lanthanoid, it is +3.
And which show +2 and +4 also. But on what basis we explained this? +2 and +4 oxidation states were explained on the basis of what?
Cerium will show +2 also.
What we talked about: 4F0, 4F7, and 4F14. These configurations are extra stable, and therefore they can show different oxidation states in some cases which we experience. And what happens in actinoids? Why do actinoids show a wide range of oxidation states? Actinoids show a wide range of oxidation states. See, in +3 to +7 they go. They show wide range of oxidation states. Why?
Because the 5F, 6D, and 7S are of comparable energies.
So we can see that when the energies are comparable, the electrons can be used from any of these orbitals, and they can be exchanged also easily. If energy gap is very high, then that is not possible, because everything requires energy. Unless I give the energy, that process will not take place. Who will give the energy? Those compounds, when they are formed, then the ones which is forming the compound will provide the energy. And the compound will be formed if it is, because it produces more stability. If less stable, then it cannot be formed. It will not be existing. So this is the whole game is of energy. Everything is energy, energy, lower energy, more stable things will exist. Less stable thing cannot exist, and they will dissociate to form more stable things. Whether we talked of anything in chemistry, hybridization, we explained on the basis of stability. Everything was based on the lower energy. Lower energy states are more stable in any way. Question answers are coming now. All right, student, the first question is coming. Read the question carefully and then only answer. There is no need to hurry up. Time will be given to the students in the exam. Let me tell you, you will get sufficient time. Question: transition metals have high enthalpy of atomization. The first question is it right or wrong? What is enthalpy of atomization, student? Then I put up the question to you. What is enthalpy of atomization? What do you mean by enthalpy of atomization, students?
It is the enthalpy change which accompanies the separation of all atoms in a chemical substance.
Atomization. You want to remove an atoms. In what form they are removed? If you have a solid, you remove them in the gaseous form, and then energy will be required. But where, if what holds them together? What holds the atom together? What type of forces are there between the atom? If the force of attraction is very strong between the atom, more energy will be required for that process. Now, what is the statement here? Transition metals have high enthalpy of atomization. Is it true or not? First question is this. Is it correct?
Transition metals, sir.
You can study. I always say read and read, read and read more.
Yes, sir, it is correct.
You mean to say this is a correct statement? If I compare alkali metals, students, alkali metal, they are also metals. Alkali metal, you are saying metals. Now you are saying transition metals. You have used the word metals for both of them. Did you use it?
Yes, sir.
That is metal. It is also a metal. Then which have more enthalpy of atomization, transition or alkali?
Transition metals.
Then why?
Because they have strong metallic forces.
What metallic forces? Why the metallic forces are different?
Uh, Due to the presence of, they are strong due to the presence of unpaired electrons in the n-1d subshell.
Here, what do you have? You have NS1 and NS1. In alkaline, you have NS2. Here you have, what do you have? NS1 and N-1d. So these are also involved. These are also involved in the bonding. So there will be more participation of the electrons in the bonding. So what type of bond is here? You are saying metals are forming metallic bond. So where the metallic bond will be stronger?
In transition elements.
In transition elements. Okay, this is correct statement. Okay, try to see how much, where we can go. Question will be changed in the paper. They will compare it. They will say transition metals have higher enthalpy of than the alkali metal and alkaline earth metals. And we have to answer the question accordingly. So if we know the basics, if we know the reason, then there is no problem. Next, reason: D block elements have strong metallic bonding. Is the statement correct or wrong?
Yes, sir, it is correct.
We have just explained to you. That's why we explained to you. This is correct. That these, when I say metals have metallic bonding, and it depends, metallic bonding depends on how many unpaired electrons. There are electrons in the s orbital, there are electrons in the d orbitals. So the more the unpaired electrons you have seen, more these can pair up, can bond them. So the more stronger the metallic bonds can be formed. So in alkali metals, you are experiencing ionic bond here. Covalent bonds will also be formed. So you will see that. Now, is this the correct explanation for the assertion?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. This is the correct explanation for assertion. We have to think every point and then only we answer. And this gives a very good revision of the course. One of the most important thing about assertion reason is these questions are nowadays asked everywhere in every exam for reasons. They know it that students who understand only can answer the questions. One word will be changed and then the whole question answer changes. So what is the answer then?
This is A.
Answer A. All right. Next question is on the screen, students. Manganese has an exceptionally low melting point in 3D series. In 3D series, manganese. You can see the table. Book has given a table of the melting points of the transition metals were given to you. That what are the trends in the melting points? What are the trends in enthalpy of atomization? There are graphs which have been given. As I say to the students, graphs, tables should be read easy, very clearly, as questions will be framed from that.
Yes, sir, it is correct.
It is correct. Can you give me the reason for that?
So it has, manganese has very low melting point because
Is an exception. What happens in manganese?
it has D5 configuration, so metallic bonds are weak here.
What it is related with the electron configuration of manganese, which is what you are saying. D5 means what D5 means to you?
3D 5 half-filled D
Half
subshell.
filled, wherever you have half filled, extra stability comes, or fully filled, extra stability comes. Zero filled, all this you are seeing. I mean, we have to be able to see the logic and correct reason for everything. Specifically, there is a reason for everything. There is nothing exception in this world to me. Exception is also, there is a reason for that. Got my point? So when there is a reason for this, that means it's not exception, but we say, okay, this behavior looks unique because the trend which is there is not followed. The trend is not followed. Everything has an explanation. At times we may be able to provide the correct explanation. At times we may not be able to provide the correct explanation because in organic chemistry, facts are experimental. Experimentally they find, then we are answering those questions. Without the facts, I cannot say. How will we get the facts? Only from experiments. Got the thing? You understood what I'm trying to say? This is a correct. All right. Then the next is manganese has weak metallic bond due to electronic repulsion. Is that statement correct?
No, sir, it is not correct.
It is wrong, you are saying. Then what is the correct answer for this?
C.
Answer is coming as C. Okay. Next, scandium does not show variable oxidation state. Try to see and compare it. You can write the electronic configuration of scandium and see what is the oxidation state of scandium.
Showed on. Yes, sir, it is correct.
It is correct. Scandium has only one electron in the 3d orbital.
Has only 21. Yes, sir, it is also correct.
What is the configuration of scandium? 18 argon.
4s2 3d1.
Okay, 4s2 3d1. This is also correct. Is that the correct explanation for assertion?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. How does it explain this? Does not show variable oxidation state. If there is one electron in the 3D, that means it cannot show variable oxidation state. If I lose this, I can lose 2 electrons from S also. What is the problem?
Okay.
This is not the correct explanation. There, it does not show variable because once it forms +3, then it is a noble gas. Stable noble gas configuration. That is the reason.
Okay.
You know, scandium 3+ is argon, which is stable noble gas. That is why it goes +3 only. It has nothing to do with 1 electron in D or 2 or anything. Then what is the correct answer?
B.
Answer B. Okay. I have already said A and B will be a difficult situation. Rest are easy. Rest are easy, students. Next question is coming. Fe2+ readily oxidizes to Fe3+ is solution. Find out, is it the statement correct or not? So before that, you should be able to write the electron configuration of iron without
Yes, sir.
writing. Okay, write down and check the answer.
2 plus Fe5. Yes, sir, it is correct.
What is the atomic number of iron?
26.
What that means? 18 argon, 4s2
2 3d6.
3d6. Then what is Fe2+?
3d6.
And what is Fe3+?
3d5.
So 3d5 is extra stable
Yes, sir.
due to half filled.
Half filled substrate.
half filled. Okay, then will it the Fe2 will be oxidized to Fe3 plus?
Yes, sir.
Yes, this is correct. Okay, Fe3 plus has a stable D5 configuration.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we have solved it. Now, is that the correct explanation for this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Then what is the answer?
A.
You can see that without doing, I cannot answer a question. So students, be very clear that we have to solve everything in the paper. Don't think that I can just answer anything. Unless I will do it, I will never get the correct answer. Then who will be able to do it? The students don't know the atomic number of iron. They don't know how to write the electronic configuration. What answer they will give? Nothing. And that is where practice is required. Next question on the screen. Among the 3D series, only copper shows +1 oxidation state. Now, again, coming questions on oxidation state. There will be a lot of questions on that in the paper. We know about it. Now, see what oxidation states are exhibited by 3D series. What are the 3D? Scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc. See the oxidation state table. What oxidation states are there and what is the common oxidation state?
Yes, sir. It is correct. Only copper will show.
Only
+1.
copper show +1.
Yes, sir.
Or you know which element shows the highest oxidation states in this 3D series?
Manganese
Manganese. What is the highest value?
+7.
But what is the highest in the 3D, 4D, and 5D series?
Uh, it is 3D, 4D, and 5D में +8.
+8. Which two elements we have listed earlier? Which are those?
It was one was osmium.
Osmium. We know. Find out. Okay, read more about it. That is the reason because there could be questions on that. The important question, because once I write variable oxidation state, there will be questions on that. It's very clear. And not only 3D, because for board it is okay 3D, but when you will go for a competition, there will be questions on other series. Wherever important points are there should be known. Therefore, we have to study more. This is a correct statement, first of all. Okay. Copper plus has a high negative hydration enthalpy in solution compared to copper.
Copper plus.
Actually, there's some problem. It should be copper
Yes,
Two-
sir. It
two-
should be 2+.
2+. Then copper has a high negative hydration enthalpy in solution as compared. Is it correct?
No, sir. It is not.
It is wrong. Then what will be the answer?
C.
Answer will be C. Okay. Next question. Cobalt 2 readily oxidizes to cobalt 3 while forming the complexes. Cobalt 2. Now you should be able to write the configuration of cobalt. Then only we will be able to answer the questions on this.
Cobalt 2 readily oxidizes to cobalt 3. Yes, sir, it is correct.
What is the configuration of cobalt?
4s2 3d7
What atomic number? 27?
27
4s2 3d7. Then what is cobalt 2 plus?
3d7
And what is cobalt 3 plus?
3d6
3d6. Then what happens in cobalt? What is the reason for the cobalt? Forming complexes. Cobalt complexes are formed. The first is correct. Then is the second statement correct? That is not correct.
No, sir.
Then what is the answer?
C.
Answer C. Okay. Next question is coming on the screen. Transition metals show very low degree of paramagnetism. What is paramagnetism?
It arises due to the presence of unpaired electrons.
Is the statement correct?
Transition metals show very low degree of paramagnetism. No, sir, it is not.
What do they show? They show paramagnetism.
Yes, sir, they show paramagnetism.
Why?
Presence of unpaired electrons.
They have unpaired electrons, and we have already said magnetic properties of transition elements, and we have calculated the magnetic moments also.
Yes, sir.
You have seen magnetic moment 1 unpaired electron 2, 3, 4 like that. So this statement is not correct. Transition metals have large number of unpaired electron. That is correct.
Correct.
So the answer for this is
D.
D. Okay. Next question. Transition metals are good catalysts.
Transition metals are good catalysts. Yes, sir, it is correct.
Correct. Give me examples. Give at least two examples where they are used as a catalyst.
Sir, we use vanadium in contact process to manufacture H2SO4.
Vanadium is
Yeah.
used in contact process.
Vanadium oxide.
Which one vanadium oxide is used? There are so many examples. I don't know where you are going. You are organic chemistry. What you are doing in organic chemistry?
Haber's process, catalytic hydrogenation.
Catalytic hydrogen, what you are using? Nickel, palladium,
Nickel.
platinum, all these iron, all these are being used. Organic chemistry, you are using all of them. And then what else you are doing? And so many, all processes, you know, that is a correct statement. And you know the examples of that also. Then next part, transition metals are strong metals with high melting points.
Transition elements are strong metals with high melting points. Yes, sir, it is correct.
It is correct. Is this the correct explanation for that?
No, sir.
No, it is not the correct explanation for the assertion. Then what is our answer?
B.
Answer is B. All right. Okay. Next question is coming on the screen. Transition metal readily form alloys. Alloys. What are alloys?
Alloys are the blends of metals which are prepared by mixing the components.
Why will they form alloys? Which
Because they have similar radii and other characteristics.
almost
They
similar radii, atomic radii similar, then easily one can be replaced by other. And then they will mix homogeneously. Alloys mean solid particles at molecular level are mixing homogeneity. So this is a correct statement or false statement?
It is true.
Correct. Transition metals can be melted easily and mixed together. Can be melted easily and mixed together.
Transition elements can be melted easily and mixed together. Yes, sir, it is also true.
It is also correct. Now the question is this the correct explanation for this?
No, sir.
No, this is not the correct explanation. Correct explanation already we have given, that is based on the sizes are almost similar. Then what is the answer for
B.
7B answer? Okay, next question is on the screen. Potassium permanganate is a good oxidizing agent in acidic medium. Is it correct?
Yes, sir, it is correct.
You know the reaction, important reaction, KMnO4. Is good oxidizing in acidic medium. You know how many electrons are involved in the acidic medium. Important this reaction should be studied a lot because there could be question on that. Next, potassium permanganate readily reduces to manganese dioxide in acidic medium.
Uh,
What is the reaction of
yes, sir, it is correct.
correct? MnO4,
MnO4.
where it goes in the presence of acid? H plus. What is the reaction? It goes into which?
MnO2.
Where is it MnO2? Where it goes MnO2 in acidic medium? You have written the reaction probably. Check the reaction. What was that?
Mn2 plus H2O.
How many electrons were there? 5.
5.
So one MnO2. What is MnO2? What is the oxidation state of manganese here?
+4.
Then is it correct?
Dioxide in acidic medium. No, sir. Manganese dioxide, no.
What answer we will give then?
C.
Make sure that because I said that there are certain things, they have KMnO4 and potassium dichromate are always asked in the papers, and their properties oxidizing, but the important is the oxidizing property in acidic medium, in neutral medium, in alkaline. For KMnO4 it's very important, and because they are being used. You know what is the Bayer's reagent? You have seen what is the Bayer's reagent?
Yes, sir.
What is the Bayer's reagent? Where it is used? What it is used for the preparation? Bayer's test, organic chemistry.
It is the test for unsaturation.
What happens?
It is used to test the presence of double or triple bonds whenever it is added to
Read about that, important because the oxidizing properties of KMnO4. I have uploaded a complete YouTube lecture on potassium permanganate, potassium dichromate with different colored pens to explain important properties. There will be a question on that. You can see my video, KMnO4 and K2Cr2O7. Here, a lot of colors are involved. A lot of important reactions are there, colors. And oxidizing, reducing properties, and how do we get it from their ores? What colors are obtained? Because different color compounds are formed. Very important. Please go through it. And because there will be a question on from that. Question will be there from that. 1 hour lecture is there. This one and this one.
Okay.
And I have probably you have seen it. I've used a lot of colored pens in that. Different colors. Because questions are even given on the color of the compound which is formed. Because here a lot of different colored compounds will be formed.
Okay.
Sometimes there is a question when the smell of the gas becomes important. Certain gases will have very characteristic smells, and then that question is put up in the papers. Whatever is something very unique and important that cannot be missed by the students. So they will try to ask those things. It is not that difficult things will be asked. Important points are there. These are called bullet points. Bullet points. What are the important points? What bullet? There are certain things, again, they say, okay, that color is very, very bright and good, and okay, that should be known to the student. And if you don't miss it, then you don't know, you are confused. Because there is one orange color, and then yellow color, then green color, then which is which color. So you read more about it.
Okay.
Next question is coming. Sodium dichromate cannot be used as primary standard in titrations. When you use a standard, what is the criterion to be used as a standard? Standard materials are those what are standard things which are used? This is a correct statement.
Okay.
And sodium dichromate is hygroscopic, means it can absorb moisture. This is also correct, and that is the correct explanation.
Okay.
You can study more about it. As orange solution of dichromate turns yellow when pH of solution is increased. Colors, I said here, colors will be very important. Dichromate. Is it potassium dichromate, orange in color? When pH of solution is increased, pH is increased. How the pH will be increased? If you will add alkali, then pH will be increased. Then what it will be converted into yellow. You have seen that is correct. We study the reaction in the paper. Color of dichromate get bleached when alkali is added. That the statement correct? This is not correct. So what answer you will give?
C.
So these are just hints, student, how we answer the questions in the paper. Lengthenide contraction is more than actinide contraction. Lengthenide contraction is more than actinide contraction. Is the statement correct?
Lengthenide contraction is more than the actinide contraction. No, sir, it is not.
It is wrong. Therefore, now I am not reading further. Answer D. This is a way of doing the things. As with more practice, we become more important characteristics are there. We are aware of it, then we don't spend too much time. Next question. Which metal is pyrophoric alloy? Now we have to study more about this. What do you mean by pyrophoric? Which metal is prepared from lanthanide? This is also correct. But this is not the correct explanation. Then what answer we give you?
B.
B. So we have to see actinides show variety of oxidation states, then lanthanoids, That we already know, correct.
Correct.
Actinoids have comparatively larger size than lanthanoids. We also know correct, but this is not the correct
Not
explanation.
the correct explanation.
Not the correct explanation. Then answer is coming to be B. Zirconium, hafnium have similar properties that we are so sure about it.
Yes, sir.
Zirconium lie in the same group in the periodic table.
It is not correct.
Same group, are you saying?
Same group. Same group.
Then why
Okay.
you are saying that? But this is not the correct explanation. But I'm trying to show you that there will be variety of questions and we have to think and study. And if I will answer in a hurry, again, I'm doing mistakes. But if I take my time, think, I'm getting right answers. All right, this ends one important part of that. We'll continue more about in the next topic. I think our purpose is to give you a lot of good experience of how to solve questions. But one thing is very clear. Any time I try to hurry up, my answer is wrong. You have found yourself. I am not saying anything. Anytime I take time, I think and I work out the answer is right. So you will never try to hurry up your answer in the exam. That we have learned from our experience. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we will meet you in the next class. We will share our videos with your friends. At least 5 to 10 friends you will share with them and ask them to subscribe the channel. A lot of important information is coming on health and as well as other things here. All right, then I see you in the next class.
Okay. Thank you, sir.